What's going on, guys? What's up? We in here. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. Post game analysis. Pro Chess League Summer Series, Week 8. We're going over games from the fans that played in the tournament. So good to see you guys. Good to see you. We're going to wait for chess.com's coming over in a second. They will be here in just a minute. Thanks for the raid. There they are. Chess.com. We were just talking about you. We in here, big fella. That's right. Hello, everyone. Hey, everyone. Get hype in the chat. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Yo, yo, yo. Thanks for the follow. Mustard Music. Welcome to Pro Chess League Summer Series post-game coverage and analysis, guys. This is about you. It's all about you. This summer series is all about you, so the fans. So we're going to analyze your games. Let's go. Thanks for the follows. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed chess.com today because it was definitely awesome, as it always is watching these things. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the follow, guys. Appreciate it. So did anyone in the chat, what's up, Chess Win? We in here. Has anyone in the chat played today? If you just got here, if you like what you see, press the follow button. Secondly, if you played in any of the matches today, let's go over your game first, because we have some pre-selected games already of the fans. But if you have played today, let's go over it. Yes, I won both my games. Let's go, Jackson Chess. Let's go. What team did you play for? What team did you play for? Yo, where can I get that hat? Oh, Pawn Grabbers. Of course, it's a Pawn Grabbers hat. So, Canty, can you check my game? I won. Capaveras, I won. I'm wind. Okay, cool. Perfect. We're going to start with Jackson Chess because he was first. So let's start with Jackson Chess. Armenia, you play for the Eagles. Cool. Perfect. Perfect. So let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. Let's find your games. You play for the Eagles. What is your username? Is it Jackson Chess? Let me see if I can find that. I do not see a Jackson Chess. Maybe I should refresh. Okay. Got you. Got you. There it is. Sorry. Okay. Perfect. I found it. I found it. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. 1954. Nice rating. Nice rating. Let's see what you did. You won both your games. Great job, man. Great job. So let's start with this first one here. I'm going to grab this PGN, and we're going to look at your game. Both of them. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, let's grab the PGN. You played for the Eagles today. Good job, man. Good job. Okay, so this is your PGN right here. So this first game, it looks like you played black. Man, you had a long game, 56 moves. Oh my goodness, 56 moves. Chesky, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Sledgehammer says hi. How are you? Well, this matchup, the Eagles today versus the Capybaras, they won 20-40. So you contributed 2 points. You contributed 2 of those points, Jackson Chess, to the Armenian fan club. So that's what's up. Thanks for doing so. And the Capybaras won. They won 40-20. And again, the Moscow Wizards went off. I mean, they are ridiculous with the scoring. But shout out. Look at the bracket real quick. Look at the standings. Look at this. Boom. There it is. Look at this. Capybaras came out of nowhere with a 6-piece today, winning the live club match and the knockouts, putting them 6 points at the top in Group C with 8 points out of nowhere. Didn't expect it, but it's still anyone's game, as Armenian Eagles have to turn up next week. So they got to win both to get in anywhere near the playoffs. So, cool stuff, bro. Let's look at your game, Jackson Chess. Thanks for the follow, by the way, Ardan1987. Let's look at it, bro. Let's see what you did and see what we can learn. 56 moves. That's a long game. First off, what is the rating of your opponent? 1876. So he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Knight of 3, Knight of 6. All right. So Knight of 6. Yeah, I do the same kind of here. I played a King's Indian, so let's see what you do. B3 and G6. Okay. All right. I feel the power already, Jackson Chess. I feel it. So G6, Bishop B2, Bishop G7. I'm a fan of the Bishop on G7 at all times for life. That's correct. Very nice. C4 and Castle get out of the way. So he plays G3. This is a double Finchetto variation. And actually, this is a kind of like a Larson system or B3 stuff, right? But he's double Finchetto here. This stuff is it's not bad. Honestly, it is not bad to play this as the white pieces. And you have a lot of flexibility, to say the least. And black kind of doesn't know what to do a lot of times. So I like D5. You struck in the center immediately. Very nice. D4, not a fan of this move because it looks like you can get some pressure here on this bishop. And bishop to G4, I like to development. I love to develop first. I tell all my students that too. You got to get your development out quickly. So this makes sense. You got to develop it anyway. Knight to E5. Now you maybe have to move it, but knight to D7 could be okay as well. I recommend, for future reference, try bishop to F5. This is always very good to do most times, just because you get this diagonal. And if anything like knight to H4, you could go bishop E4, kind of make it a little weird here. If F3, bishop takes, rook takes, you have an awkward kind of position for white, to say the least. His pieces are weird. Thanks for the bits, bit 831. Appreciate that. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but let's see what happened. In the game, you play bishop G4 because not a fan of giving up the tempo. I did understand you did threaten this, but after knight E5, you do actually have to move this. You have to move this unless you're just giving up the two bishops for no reason. Bishop E6 makes sense. Move with intention. So you got to have intention with your moves. Bishop E6 makes a lot of sense, so you can capture and knight B to D7. This knight's almost misplaced, but it's pretty strong in the center, honestly. So after castle, we go with knight B to D7, and you get the pieces out. He captures here. Not a bad move. Bishop takes D5. Knight back to F3. So, hey, has anyone in chat, okay, has anyone went to school for math here? How many times has this knight moved? How many times has this knight moved in this game? Too many times, says Mooser Music. You're 100% correct. 3 times, says Sledgehammer. That's right. It's been 3 times. So there's a book that I recommend, you guys actually check out. Okay. What you want to know with this book is actually called Chess Fundamentals. Chess Fundamentals by Capablanca. So in the book it says refrain from moving a piece twice in the opening. Unless you have to, there's exceptions to that. When he moved knight here, I didn't want him to take my bishop, so you move it, bishop E6. But he moved this voluntarily a 3rd time. So this is actually a problem. Something's wrong at this point. He should focus on more development overall, because you have to develop anyway or you're going to fall behind on development. When you fall behind on development, that's what creates counterplay for your opponent and etc. So after knight F3, knight E4. Okay, so knight E4, you're kind of moving the same thing here. Same thing. Knight E4 makes sense, but maybe something like queen A5. Don't even know what it does. Just getting it off the back rank, clearing it for rook to D8. And then you can put some pressure here because he is still behind. 2 tempi, actually 3, in a way to connect the rooks and everything else. Yo, Kanti, why weren't you in the tournament? Oh, you mean for Slam today? I was with the family. So, but knight to F3, and let's see what happened. So knight to E4, knight E4, knight A3. Okay, that's a move. That's a move. Let's see what you did though. Knight to D6. What is this about? You guys, and these knights today. He plays knight F3, knight E5, back to F3. We go knight F6, back to E4, back to D6. That is funny. I think this is quite funny. But actually, look at these pieces at the same time. All 3 of these are lined up with a lot of potential, to say the least. We have we got a lot of squares, like here, hitting all of these squares are controlled by black in a way. That's a lot, but we have to do something with it. I just think this is kind of misplayed, but we have to do what we have to do. Thanks for the follow. Checkmate the Great. Knight to C2 and queen to C7. Queen C7. And finally got the queen off the back rank. We just got to figure out what to do with our pieces. Knight to E3. Man, this was like a close game, Octopus. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like here. Bishop to E4. Rook C1, Rook C8. Queen D2. So much maneuvering here. So much maneuvering. You got to have intention and plans. So let's see what happened. Rook to D1. Rook to D8. Queen to A5. Threatening this pawn. What do we do about this? This is annoying. He actually can't take this though due to rook to A8. So knowing that, we have to figure out something else. So what do we need right now for the position is the question. Let me see. I don't know, honestly. This is too much. As in, like, this is just too much. You need a plan. You need a plan. The pieces are kind of just, you're just pushing pieces, is what they call this. You're just moving pieces, kind of, in a way. moving pieces. So let's see what happens. Bishop to h6. Well, I like this move. It kind of threatens this, but this is the war. You never want to give up this dark square bishop. There are exceptions. There's always exceptions in chess, but you literally almost never want to give up this dark square bishop. This is sometimes I'll actually tell you. I've done this many times. And for anyone that likes to fianchetto the dark square bishop, this is good to know. Sometimes you're able to take a rook here. If you're able to take this rook and he still has his dark square bishop, you probably shouldn't take this rook, because it's not worth giving up. This bishop is actually worth more than the rook over here. So please pay attention to that. But bishop to h6, I understand this could happen. Bishop takes, pawn takes, bring this knight over to d5 to hit this weakness. It's just not realistically going to be enough. Realistically, especially if he plays king f2, moves this rook and push this here. He's able to defend it. This is a good idea though. But also, at the same time, after capturing this, he can open up this file, and you can have a lot of trouble later, even with the queen bouncing back, and it could be mate. A lot of things could go wrong with this bishop, with giving up this bishop. So let's see what happens though. Queen to c3. Look at that immediately. Look, I didn't even know. Hey, I told you, right? His next move is going to push this pawn, and he's going to mate, right? So if the bishop's on g7, queen c3 does not matter, because you can't push the pawn. It's just not a move, and we take on c3, right? So it's just that kind of thing that you really have to pay attention to. I wonder what you play next move. You play f6, but what's a better move? When you find a good move, look for a better move, guys. A lot of times, I like to play knight d5 in these kind of scenarios. Hit him in the center. Knight d5. Boom. That's a strong move. I like this. Very strong move. Knight to d5. You're hitting the queen. You kind of want to, you know, mess this up a little bit. You can't take with the pawn, but bishop takes, which allows this knight to come in, and it frees up a little bit of your position. When you have, like, restrictions and you don't have enough space, just trade a piece or two and see what happens. See what happens. Just move the bishop back to g7, in my opinion. Absolutely. Absolutely. The bishop should have kind of never left g7, but if it does, you have to adapt to it. You have to adapt to it. Take the rook. Well, actually, you can't take the rook. That's just not a move. You jump off the deep end immediately. Bishop takes, and we take the queen. Ouch. Doesn't work. So you have to take here first. Bishop takes, and the rook is hanging, so he has to go e3. This is almost like automatic. Then you put this knight here on this nice outpost, hitting the queen, and black is preferred. Black is preferred. After queen moves somewhere, then we probably have to move this back, because this bishop has done his job. But at the end of the day, though, this bishop should have stayed on g7. Should have stayed on g7. He is my favorite chess streamer. Sorry for no sub, but I really appreciate your streams. Keep it up. Hey, Talk a Tad, thank you so much for hanging out. We really appreciate you being here. Queen to c2, and oh, actually, this is not the game. This is just kind of what we went over. Okay, so queen c3. Oops, sorry. Queen c3, f6. Here we go. So he goes f6. Okay, so Feingo will be very angry at you, because he says never play f6. There is an exception to that. When you castle, it's different. When you castle, you can play f6. Probably not in this situation either, though. But I understand, hey, you're adapting. I like the way that you adapted to this position, Jackson Chess. When f6 blocks this, and you still keep this alive. You keep this alive. So, makes sense. You adapted to the position. Also gives your knight another square. Not sure what you're going to do with this, but it could be a square to give the knight to if you want to use this file. a5 and queen to b8. This is a move that's kind of weird here. You want to look for the space grabbing moves, or the space freeing moves. Queen b8 is not thinking about the future of this later. This queen is going to be difficult getting out of here later. I understand kind of why this went 56 moves now. Let's see. Knight d2. Trade those off. Absolutely. What's winning? Man, this feels so good for black. Knight d5 takes. And this is hit. Not enough. The queen is misplaced. We need our queen like here on the light squares or something, because then knight d5 comes with tempo. Queen takes and check. It's just better. f5. Whoa, f5. You played f5. f5 here. I don't even know what the next move is, but I know d5 is going to be very scary. This is why you keep the bishop on g7. Jumped off the deep end. That's correct. Unfeathered Flamingo. I'm going to put those in the chat right there. Jumping off the deep end there. d5. And this could be over quickly. d5. Well, how do you even defend this? How do you defend this? You can run. I mean, slightly running. Slightly. Bishop f8. That's probably really bad. Whoa, man. Knight f7. Okay, he says knight f7. And knight f7 is a move. That is a move. It does defend it. It does. But is this what we want though? This is not life here. This is not what life is. You know? That's why knight d5 just, like, it keeps it there, shuts it down forever. You know, knight d5, knight takes, pawn takes. It shuts it down literally forever. Forever. Okay, confirmed. Yeah, I wanted my d6 knight to go to e4, but I forgot about d5. Yeah, that's a big forget about right there. You got to know what's going on here, big fella. Hello, Canty. Are you busy today? Today was a big tournament. Just finished. How are you today? I'm great, bro. I'm great. Yeah, I was with the family. But I did see it. I saw you when you went live, too. Hey, y'all. What's up, Acid Pirate? Welcome to the stream, man. How are you? So this could have been better. You just have to block this up. Notice this, too. This is how you play a lot of positional chess. When his bishop is better, or when he has a bishop counterpart to yours, you know, how do you make his worse? And this is the best way. Thanks for the follow, Signal Check. And that's what it comes down to. Knight d5. You're calling the shots here. I mean, if your queen was better placed, it would almost kind of be winning. But because this queen's so bad, it doesn't. It's gonna take some time. Thanks for the follow, Baba Booey. Appreciate it. So let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, so this is what happened. Bishop takes. Hey, Canty, I'm great. Thanks, man. Just doing some training tactics on Lee chess right now. Nice job, man. Tactics everywhere, big fella. Art Vega says, Canty, sup, man? Please check my games. Play for movers against the Wizards. I know, Art Vega. I actually have your game. I actually have your game, bro. I actually have it. So we actually, last week too, I was like, where's Art Vega? Because we analyzed both of your games from last week. Because you're always in the stream and you're one of the most active fans. So good stuff, man. By the way, speaking of active fans, if you are playing for teams, guys, this is what you need to understand what you're playing for. In the group C and D that is left, you can get $250 just for being very active. You know, and just like how Art Vega is, as we know him actually here in the Pro Chess League Summer Series. So you guys can do that too. Thanks for the follow, Dub, DBT Time, and Jack of 4 Art. We're all happy here. We learn. That's right. That's right. Art Vega is here, guys. Art Vega is here. So back to this game, man. Back to this game. So king takes and f5. Just jumped off the deep end immediately here, but it's okay. He survived. a5. I don't know what white pieces was looking at here, but he plays a5. And you must have him shook at this point, which feels good, right? But man, oh my goodness, d5. Yeah, this dude's awesome. Hands up. Thanks, man. Appreciate the love. The energy in here is contagious. a5 and knight to d5. Takes. And now you got this same position. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice, Jackson Chess. Way to clean it up. Way to clean it up here. And then the queen goes to d3. But which piece, if you can pick up a piece and drop it somewhere, what piece would that be, guys? What piece would that be? M. Dot with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. 2 months in a row. Queen to d3. What happens? This stream is dope. Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. I saw the feed later last week because I went out to eat after the matches. Thanks for analysis. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. It's on the YouTube too. It's on the YouTube. So it's a shout out on there just for you, Art Vega. Pawn maybe, says Anonymous 696. Not the pawn. It could be any pawn, right? That's funny. It's actually the queen. It's the queen. Knight e4. Knight e4 is nice, Acid Pirate. I actually like this move a lot. I mean, just because you have to do what you have in the position. Whatever you're given, you have to do it. So this queen is the worst piece on the board. And meaning, you know, when this is like, you got to think about the future of your pieces before you actually make moves. That's very hard to do. That's a skill that you really want to get good at. Because queen b8, if you would have thought, if you could see ahead in the future, right? You know, if we all could do that, chess would be different. But queen to b8, you got to realize later on, I'm going to have to move this queen. So maybe put it on somewhere else. You may not even be doing nothing right now. But later on, as a position just like this, you're going to need this queen a lot more just to win this game. It still took a lot of moves from here. Literally 30 more moves is your game. So let's see what happens. Still a long game here. Knight to e4 is the move he made. I think that's pretty strong. Rook takes c8, and hopefully we took with the queen, but we took with the rook. You need to get the queen in the right place. Gotta take with the queen next time. Hello, Canty, my brother. How are you doing? I'm great, Grand Knight. How are you, bro? Good to see you. Can we give up our bishop for the knight to place ours on e4? You mean going back here? Bishop for the knight to place ours on e4. You know what? That is an idea, and we're going to do this just because you put this in the chat so everyone can learn something today. Bishop takes and queen takes and knight e4. This looks really strong, right? But when we go back, here's the thing about this post. There's two kind of outposts. There's an outpost and there's a permanent outpost. So, you know, a permanent outpost, this is not permanent. If this pawn was on f4, for instance, let's just play a random move, an f4. So this now, it may be worth it to actually give it up. But because of the fact that, you know, this knight it can be kicked if we go back, this is not that good. F3, and then, you know, it's not feeling as good as we thought it was. Then we got to move the knight, and at the end of the day, a lot of things about, oh, you know, hey, it's bishop versus knight, but the bishop's not open right now, or this is a closed position. This is why they say bishops are a little bit better than knights, which they are, because this is a closed position. It does favor the knight right now. But what happens in most closed positions? They usually open up. How? Because you push pawns and stuff. So later on, this is why chess is a long-term game. It's a marathon kind of thing. So this bishop is going to open up one day, and it's going to be a bad day when it does. So understanding that's because you got to keep that dark square bishop. I try to keep my dark square bishop literally at all costs when I'm trying to defend this. I mean, when I'm playing with the bishop here on g7, unless he's trading his or he gives up his. Then I can do whatever with mine. But as long as his is on the board, I got to make sure mine is there too. Thanks for the follows. Next time when the queen is in a weird position again. Yeah, it's not permanent. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow again. Yeah, no, I wasn't planning on giving up my bishop. Absolutely. Yeah, you cannot give this up. So 94 just makes a lot of sense. So let's go back to the game. Thanks for the explanation. No problem, Tokatad. That's something that a lot of people would actually do, actually. So, of course, if you did it, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching that would have did that same thing. So you just got to be aware of what's on the board. After queen d3, there's knight e4. And then after knight e4, rook takes. Queen takes is much better. Again, what's the future of your pieces? Yeah, rooks love open files, but this queen is still looking ridiculous right now. I mean, it really is not doing anything, honestly. I played a lot more accurately in my white side. Cool, bro. We'll check it. We'll take a look at it. Loving the speed of your analysis. Thank you. Thank you so much. In cahoots. Appreciate the love, bro. Rook takes c8 and knight f3. Whoa. Yeah, if this bishop was on g7, this would be a whole different game. Because, you know, you have to make the tempo of losing this move here. Because this knight is going to, this is a permanent outpost. We just talked about outposts. This is permanent. The only way you can get rid of this is with the piece. And do you really, we just talked about taking this knight with the bishop. It may be over if you do not figure this out. So let's see what happens. Queen d6, he goes knight e5. He's just going to sit here, say hello, hi, how are you? What's in the fridge? What's for lunch today? f3 is actually going to hit this knight, and the knight has to go, and it could be some trouble very quickly. If he takes over this file, he may have domination of the game. But luckily, we actually do have a file. So, queen to b4, you made some troubles trying to stir something up here. You got to maybe get e6 in, figure out what to do with these pieces in a chemistry team-like way. I mean, knight to c3 seems right. At least this bishop is at least holding the file. So that's so good. Let's see what happened. f3 and knight d6. Okay, keeping the knight on the board. I like this move. Knight c3 was my other option just because I can. And he can't go here and pin it. And if he takes it, I can take with the rook. And then I'm winning this pawn too on b3. So knight c3 is aggressive. I'm just wondering if he moves his rook. Oh yeah, knight c3 might be just winning actually. Just looking at this move, you have to consider this move. And you know what? Actually, considering, I don't know what time was here, time was. Here's the format, guys. These guys are playing, if you're wondering what the time controls are, it's 2 rounds, 2 games, and they play 10 minutes with 2-second increments. So it's really like blitz in a way with, you know, a longer blitz time control with 2-second increment. So it's not that slow, and it really is kind of fast. I think it's 10 way, it's 10-2. 10-2. So you could have been in time trouble here and just played knight to d6 because that's the first move you saw, or, you know, it's the safest. Knight to c3 is, of course, a better option, though. And knight to d6 is the more solid, safe option, I think. It doesn't take any risk, and it doesn't involve a lot of calculation. It's just knight d6. So he goes rook to a1, defending the pawn. Yes, 10-2. Yep. And then rook to c7. I guess this is a waiting move. I mean, explain to me what this move is about, Jackson Chess. What was on your mind when you play rook to c7? I wanted to protect the 7th rank. From what? From what? They have these things, and I love hearing these kind of, you know, answers and stuff, so I can kind of like coach you through it and help you in that, so you don't kind of make the mistake, or at least think better about it later. With this rook on c7, first off, they call it a paper tiger. A paper tiger. The 7th rank right now is like, how is he going to get to it? How is he going to get to it is the question right now. There's no way. Like, you control kind of everything in a way. He can't get to this file. So it's like a paper tiger, or you're seeing ghost. It's kind of hard to get to this file. But there is something else that you need to do. We need to figure out how we can take advantage of this file. How do we do that? Is the question. My king has space to move up, so I don't want to worry about my back rank. Correct. That is right. But how about maybe a move like queen? This knight's controlling. You got to realize how many squares you control in a lot. When you control a lot of squares, it may looks are deceiving. I just did a video yesterday about that, actually, on the YouTube channel, about my round 5, where I'm like, looks like, oh man, I'm crushing, and the engine just says it's equal, which it was a tough game. But I was, you know, looks are deceiving here, and a lot of times it looks like, you know, you'll file, oh man, I got to do this, I have to do this. But if you take a look at how many squares you control, if you look at that, I learned from a master a long time ago, he just randomly said it, and he was like, yeah, I really just count how many squares I control. And that was deep, and I never forgot that. And a lot of times, if you think about that, you get to see who's a little bit better. And it looks like black is 1, 2, 3. We control this file. Black's just a little bit better. It's just a little bit better. You control more squares. So understanding that, now we have to figure out the plan. Well, yeah, we got the squares, but what's the plan now? So then you just start looking around and start poking around. Maybe a6, I don't know. I mean, rook c7 is a move, but then you need a follow-up to every move. So I think queen d2 here is just saying that I have space. I'm actually hitting this bishop. Try to look for threats every move if you can. And also, if you trade this, well, then it favors black, because I can get the 7th rank. And you was just talking about, I don't want him to get the 7th. But you actually can by just trading the queens off and having pressure here. This is weak. This is kind of weak too. Actually, a5 is actually hit indirectly by this bishop. So if the rook moves, he's kind of tied to the defense of that pawn. This knight looks great, but is doing nothing. And it's just like a very, very good position in understanding your position. Understanding what you have in your position. So after rook to a1, rook to c7, queen to d1, bishop e3. Very nice. Very nice. That's an annoying move. That's an annoying move, actually. Queen d2 was really nice. Yeah, man, it was a really nice move. It was a really nice. So yeah, Canty loves queen e2 too. Nice, bro. It's queen d2, guys. It's queen d2 on Feather Flamingo. Okay, it's queen d2 right here. Queen d2. So bishop to e3. Knight to d3. Look at this. This is almost symmetrical, except this bishop's much better. Now you might be able to still go queen d2. It just doesn't have the same sting because this knight's actually defending this. So if we do get our rook here, it's almost a temporary threat because this is defended. Excuse me. So queen to b5, back it up. Knight to c5. This is annoying. He is about to bounce around here, but I could always maybe play king f7, as weird as that is. I never want his e-pawn to become active. Yes. Yeah, it could get active. It could. I mean, it could. It's not a big deal, but it could get active. Queen to c6. What's this move about? Maybe b6? b6. Interesting. Let's see what happened. Queen d3, f4. I was waiting for this. I wanted to see if he was going to play this so you can get knight f5 and 2. Pino says, hello, Sir James Canty. What's up, Pino? What's going on, man? I just got the notification you made a move in our daily game, so I'll get on that later today. If he moves tonight, I get queen to c2. Correct. But if he goes knight e6, though, you do have to move the rook first, which is a tempo. And then you still get queen c2, though. So there's no way to stop that. This bishop's such a monster in a position. So knight e6. Yeah, he played it anyway. There it is. Knight e6. That's a good move. That's a good move. He is threatening this, but I think this square is more important than this pawn. So let's see. Rook here, he does take, and then you play queen c2 anyway. Okay, this is Endgame 101, starting to be Endgame-ish, okay, especially if he takes it. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow there. Thanks for the 1,000 bits, Pino. Appreciate that. And now, bishop a3, snap on d3. Yeah, here's one thing you don't want to have, guys. Doubled center pawns. Doubled center pawns. Okay, write it down. put it in your notepad, record it, go back and watch this video. You don't want to have double center pawns. Not all the time. It didn't work, Pino. It didn't. No, it didn't. I just saw the thing though. I just saw you put it in there. But so you do not want to have. I said this is the greatest pawn structure I've ever seen. Let's get some hype in the chat for this pawn structure right now. That is just funny. Wow, I didn't even kind of notice the other set of double pawns until you said that. That's just kind of funny. Oh man, that's hilarious. Look at this pawn structure. Oh man, that's ridiculous. Knight f5, you could put the knight on b5, you can put the knight on e8, and then, you know, play anything else. Let him probably take this pawn on e7 just because. Just because. I don't know why, Pino. That's weird. Maybe refresh it. King f5 looks so good. Oh, knight f5 you meant. Okay. Yeah, knight f5 looks so good. That's right. Thanks for the follow, guys. Appreciate it. White could make another double pawn on the a file. That would be great. Oh man, a double what? Triple sets. 3 sets of double pawns. Has anyone ever seen it? Thanks for the sub, Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Bit 831. Okay, Pino. Okay. So rook c3. I mean, you could put the rook anywhere on this file and still win, honestly, except c1, okay, or c5. Let's not do anything like that. But I mean, this is beautiful, honestly. This ended up very good for you, very good for you. Knight f5 and just win all the pawns with leisure, says D Math Man. That's right. Knight f5. Rook went to c2 here, he says. Yep, that's right. Rook c2. So now let's see the endgame finish here and see what we can learn from the endgame. This is a very instructional game, Jackson Chess. You played a lot of stuff happened in this game. Glad you actually played so we can analyze this. So knight to f5, it looks very strong. This is the bishop versus knight battle in an endgame, guys. You know, usually the bishop's going to win if the position opens up. And remember I told you earlier, you know, hey, the bishops, most closed games open up. They do, but here's an exception right here. And actually, you know, when let's say you do take all these pawns, the bishop will open up, but at the cost of, you know, he lost all these pawns, looking ridiculous. Pino, thanks for the 1,000 bits, man. Appreciate the love. That is so awesome. So generous. Thank you, bro. Bishop so lost, it ain't funny. Yeah, it's like this bishop. This is the only bishop you don't want in an endgame against the knight is this one. Like, that's it. Because this knight and this rook's combination is going to be very nice. Those pawns are doubling their pleasure. Like, that's what National Master Dale. What's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. He can just resign now. No shame in it. Looks disgusting. Honestly, hey, I agree. But you got to play on. You got to play on because it's so many weaknesses here that you could play anything. And this is the position you kind of want to have because you have a knight versus a bishop. And the knights here are flexible. I mean, I could put a knight on e2 and I'm hitting 3 pieces. I'm checking and hitting everything. Like, this is tough. Also funny that all his double pawns are on white squares with a black bishop. Yeah. Yeah, and then you have these that are worse. Like, it's such a ridiculous position. It's just so funny to see. But knight f5, this is showing you guys what to do with black and what not. I mean, what to do when you don't have double pawns and what not to do, you know, when you do have double pawns and stuff. So Martin Kessler says, sup, good to see you, man. What is up? How are you? So a6 is a move. He just makes sure you put all your pawns on light squares when your position is you know, calling for it, or when your opponent it has a dark square bishop, you know, and vice versa. If they have a light square bishop, then you put it on the opposite, which is dark squares. So they have nothing to attack. The bishop, like I always say, the bishop hits air. It's hitting literally nothing. After you get e6, is going to just go around the board and hit nothing for the rest of the game. I'm just hitting nothing. I'm just here so I don't get fined, right? So here it is, a6 and rook e1 and king f7. King f7 defending e7. Rook here and knight e3. That's a strong move, but the check does not matter. You really want to get the knight to f3. That's always the goal, right? Let's see if there's anything better. See if there's anything better here. Anything better. I mean, you have to make a threat. Rook c3 immediately. Just make a threat, you win a pawn. I think it's simple in these kind of games. First time ever, 11-year analysis. Great job, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the love. Thanks for the positive energy you bring to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Rook to c3 and hitting both of these just makes sense. Knight e3, you're going to have to move it. If he goes rook e1, what are you going to do? Go back to f5? Then you gain kind of no progress in a way. It just doesn't make sense. Maybe you might be in time trouble, though. 10 minutes. With 2-second increment, that's not a lot of time. So let's see what happened. I repeated once, knight e3 wasn't amazing. Yeah, of course. So you play rook e1, you went back to f5. It makes sense. Now rook to f1. Okay. I like rook d2 better. Rook d2 I thought was a move too. You can take the d3 pawn, hitting f3 and b3. So that was actually a way. Just hit the pawn. You know, it's just so great. It's so like hit any one of the pawns. What do you think about his bishop? I'm just here. I don't get fine. How about the knight? I'm just here. I don't get fine. Let's go. That's great. That's great. It was better for white to play rook c1 instead of bishop c5 if black doesn't take. Then rook c7, bishop c5. So you mean back here? Well, eat Skittles. Oh man. So you mean back here instead of okay, knight f5, you mean rook c1 right now. And instead he gets rook c7, but that actually just loses on a spot as just because of this. Takes, knight takes, hello, hey, hi, hello. What's up? I'm just taking a stroll through the park here. Like it's over. Everything's hanging. Everything's hanging. So it didn't matter what happened, just because of this pawn structure was so bad. So bad. So knight f5, we finish here, a6, king e3, king everywhere, knight f5, we repeat it. And then we go rook d2. Nice move. It was also suggested from DMathman in the chat. So great job, Jackson Chess, rook to d2. Few more moves here, just about 10. This was a very long and instructional game. Rook takes d3. Now we're just, that's one pawn. There's another one threatened. This one's threatened. Oh, I forgot this was hanging too. Oh, this one's hanging. Everything's hanging. So b4, oh, take the next one. I think we can say that white's position has lost beyond hope. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, unless you just blunder a piece here, which I've actually done. That was actually round 3 of the World Open. That's on YouTube. So that's how to jump off the deep end. King to g2, and then knight e6. Hit another pawn and hit c5. Yep. A lot of stuff being threatened here. Knight takes c5. King here. We go check again. We step out of the way. King f6, and then e5. e5's nice, and the bishop check. All right. Perfect. So bishop d8 check. And then king e6. It looks like he's in a mating net. Let me think. h6. Nah, it's just not enough. It's not enough. He always has an escape square. But it looks like he's in a mating net. But let's see what happened. Applying the word check. Check. h6, bishop c7. Whoa. Maybe knight f6 should be winning now. Oh, rook check is fine too. Oh, and he jumps off the deep end. Knights. There they go, guys. There they go. There they go. And rook d4 was before. Rook d4, yeah, he played h6 so he couldn't go king g5. Very nice. He cut him off first. Very, very nice. h6, bishop c7. That's a rook check and a knight check. And he resigns. I think this was a very good game here, Jackson Chess. I think this was very, very nice here. What we should do for future reference to get better at this kind of opening is be careful with your bishop on g7. Because you see, as soon as you moved it, he put his queen to c3 like 2 moves later. Because that's what I would do. Because this bishop is the best piece on the board. So when you play around with the safety of it, it's very scary. Very, very, very scary. What's the rating of these players? This is a game from today. Actually, oh wow, you beat a national master. Very good. I didn't even know that. He's an NM, so he beat a national master from Brazil. So white was actually really strong. He's a national master, and he beat him. There's a rook sack in my other game, and yeah, I just kept clamping. Jackson Chess is strong out here. Like, he beat the master twice. Yeah, I won both games. Oh, I forgot to tell you, he's a master too. Dang, big fella, that's good stuff. So thanks for the follow, Depressed Dwarf. Thanks for the follow. Now, let's look at that other game, bro. Let's look at that other game, and then we're gonna get into Art Vega because he's here too. So let's check out your next game. I'm just gonna pull this PGN. By the way, guys, check out the standings. This is the standings. Caballeros came out of nowhere with 6 points today and just blew everything out of the water. But there's still a lot of time left. There's still a lot of time left, as next week is the last week for Group C. All right, man, I have the second game. I have it. Let's put the PG in here. All right, 32 moves here. Thanks for the follow, Wall Star. Thank you for the follow. All right. Here we go. Jackson Chess, you played, I think, white this game. Let me check. I think you played white. Yeah, you did. You played white. Okay, so he's playing a national master in this game. So let's see what happens. He plays white. Let's flip the board, and he starts with knight f3, knight f6, d4. Wait, is this the same game? This feels like this is the same game. It's not, but it feels like it's the same game. I just had to check. I was like, is this the same game? It's not. Patient Tennessee, thanks for the best, saying best streamer. Appreciate that. Took a tad. Yeah, it just looks like the same game. It literally does. So knight f is similar. Yeah, that's why I had to check real quick. Knight f3, knight f6, d4. So you're playing white here. Same ideas. Absolutely. Bishop g2, bishop g7. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. c3. Knight d7, bishop g5. So this is more like almost a perked position without e4. Bishop g5, I mean, you did the same thing last game. So it looks like you played the same thing for both colors, which is good. It cuts down a lot of study, especially if you have the white pieces. You get that extra tempo, so sometimes it's even better. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6. So I guess, is this part of theory, or like, what is this? What is this? Because I am not always, but a lot of times I am definitely against giving up the bishop so early. So early. Definitely giving up. This is quite weird. So early, you know what I mean? So maybe you want to back this up, or maybe like try something different. I mean, move this bishop somewhere else. Would it also qualify as a ready opening? It could. It feels like theory. I know it does. It does feel like theory. It does feel like theory, D-Math. I thought the same thing. I'm like, it feels like theory, but I don't know what this is. Like, it doesn't. And this is when you play a position, guys. When you play with the white pieces, actually, and this isn't Chess Fundamentals by Capablanca, I recommend you get it. But Capablanca is always talking about, like, you know, you need to, when you play the white pieces, you need to play for an advantage. That is your goal when you play for the white pieces, because you have the first move. So you want to play for an advantage. And if you're not playing for an advantage, it's just going to be equal. Sometimes even better for black. And at this kind of system right now, it's not playing for an advantage. It's just kind of sitting back, waiting to be solid. And then you're actually giving up a bishop, which is not that good either. I'm actually curious to see what the evaluation reads right now. Okay. Evaluation right now is 0.7. 0.7. Not bad. Of course, it's not a lot of stuff developed. But it's the fact that later on, there's two evaluations you should have. Of course, the engine, Stockfish, Komodo, whatever you use, right? But the second one is your own, which is the human evaluation. Human evaluation wise, literally, I got two bishops as black. I don't have to worry about any trouble anymore because the dark square bishop's gone. And, you know, all I got to do is develop probably my other one. I'm doing quite well as black here. I mean, nothing's in the center. And if I get e5, which I will, black's is just fine. Just fine. So, you know, you want to be careful with that for future reference. Got to be very careful. It's a modified Kali, says Jackson. Really? Modified Kali. Okay. I can see that. I think it's a choice between tempo and potential of your dark square bishop in the future. Correct. He played the best setup against my system. Yeah, it looks really good. Thanks for teaching. Really respect it. Thanks, Blue729, for positive energy, bro. Thanks for the compliment. This is the best way when black plays d5. Okay? It's a little awkward to retreat the bishop. Yeah, it's a little awkward. It's a little awkward, which now, you know, I had a coach back in the day, a master coach, who said it's okay to admit that you were wrong, basically, and move the bishop back to c1. Because as long as there's nothing drastic that's going to happen to you, it's okay to admit that you were wrong here. It's okay. Or even play bishop e3 and try to make it happen. But sometimes people just try to justify it and they make mistakes because they try to justify their move. It's okay. You just, hey, you know what? I'm fine. And I actually did this in the game. I played International Master Casa Corley in Millionaire Chess number 2 in 2015. So I played him and we had a Carol Khan exchange variations. I played the white pieces. I played bishop g5 after he played knight h5, hitting my bishop. And then I was hitting nothing. I was hitting air, but I just wanted to provoke a weakness for later. And actually, that same weakness is what helped me win the game. So h6 after here, I think I retreated back to e3 finally, when I could have went here in one move. But I just went back for, I wanted to create the weakness. So bishop c1 makes sense. Yeah, I made a mistake or whatever. It maybe not even a mistake. Maybe I'll develop it later. But I can do knight d2 and then e4 and rook e1 and probably swing this around and play more of like a KIA, which is a King's Indian attack kind of deal there. You know, I think this position, either don't move the bishop until later or give it up for the knight like in the game. Yep. That's right. I believe that. You leave the bishop on c1, so I decided to exchange it in my system to my system. Okay. Okay. What's up, bro? Let's go. What up, D Wildman? What's up, man? What's going on, man? D Wildman is one of my buddies from Michigan. Welcome to the stream, bro. Put your link in the chat, man, so you can get some follows. He's a new streamer. I've had some crushing moves with this opening. Let's see what happened. So let's see. Yeah, let's see the finish though. Let's see the finish. So bishop g5. GM Igor says to take is a mistake. That's right. That is right. Igor Smirnov, one of my favorites, low-key favorites. He's an under-the-radar monster. Bishop to g5. Yep, he says to take is a mistake most times. There's always exceptions in chess. If you win in a piece, checkmate, all that other stuff makes sense. But bishop to g5 to take is a mistake a lot of times. So, you know, let's see what happens, though. There's exceptions. So takes. We play knight d2. That's automatic. Probably got to follow up with e4 and stuff like that. It's just going to be a positional game. Don't expect any attacking on the king side right now because there's nothing to attack with right now. So we just got to, you know, play here. e3, make it solid. Queen c2. e4. You also could have played h4 too, which is interesting. h4, h5 creates a whole pawn takes. Even something as simple as this. Watch this. h4, maybe knight b6. h5, if he goes bishop f5, then you can play e4 and then take on g6. But if he does, I don't know, maybe like c6, you can take this, knight h4. We just start attacking this immediately. And we, you know, a lot of times masters and above, when you find a target, you hold on to it. You look at it and it's laser focus on that spot. So when the queen goes to c2, I immediately laser focus on the eye here. You have to be aware of every x-ray that's on the board. And this is a very good x-ray to learn. A very good x-ray. Hey, my queen is here. I don't care if it's 5 pieces in between this. I don't care. I'm going to still see it at the end here that if something could go down a lot. So h4, h5, pawn takes. Because I'm trying to do this fast too, because when you develop, it's game time. So when you develop, it's time to do everything. You are completely developed. Black is at least 2 tempi away from completing development. Okay, you got to move this knight to a good square. Got to get the bishop out and get the queen off the back rank to connect the rooks to complete development. If it don't happen, I don't complete development, I could be in trouble. I understand this, so I'm going to play h4, h5 right now to, you know, mix some things up. That kind of plan was played later in this game. Let's see what happened, bro. Jackson Chess plays e4 first. Queen e7, knight to c4, and then knight to e3. I love this maneuver. People forget about this maneuver a lot. I've been seeing it so much that I'm used to seeing it, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this happening. So I try to stop it because this maneuver is quite fun. And it's also very good for white. Or black, whoever does it. Rook e8, d5, locked it up. He locked up the game. And look at this bishop. You can put it on d7. a5, rook c1. Yeah, you play very positional. Very positional. Just kind of slow and methodical. That's how Karpov would play a lot with the Caro-Kann. That's why he played it a lot too. Because it was very slow and methodical. And people would get very angry. Very angry. Make sure you follow D Wildman. He's in the chat right there. That's one of my buddies coming up from Michigan here. Joe Bruin, what's up, big fella? Post your link too, man. Get some follows from the people in the chat here. Support the other streamers in the chat as well. What's up, Mr. Canty? What's up, Joe Bruin? Good to see you, bro. B3 and knight to c5. Knight to c5, there's b4. b4, it did open up this. Oh, but you opening up the file, though. So he might need to go knight a6, which a3. Yeah, black's just losing. Black's just losing. So he had to go there now. So he did that now. He did that now. Okay, so a3 and bishop to d7, rook e1, h5, knight c4, bishop h6, rook b1. Yeah, very slow, methodical game here, but you just had a better position like this entire time. Where can I see the Summer League schedule? There is, you can go to ProChessLeague.com actually. You can go to the official site. Summer Series is on there. Just click on official guide. It's on there. And you'll be able to see everything. F5, knight a5, takes knight h4. Okay, so similar. Very similar. Ooh, knight h4 was nice. You don't always have to capture back, guys. Just so you know, that's a very good thing to know. Like, you don't always have to recapture immediately. This is an in-between move. Knight to h4. Pretty nice move. Bishop f5. Rook takes. He did sack the rook. He did say he sacked the rook. He just sacked the rook, big fella. Like, hey, here, it's yours. Rook takes e4. Wow. Wow. So it's every Saturday, right? Yes, sir, Joe Bruin. If he captures, he loses rook anyways. Well, yeah, he would lose it anyway if he takes with the queen. You're correct, right? But knight h4 and bishop takes is the best way. Never mind, just doesn't care. Yeah, he just don't care. Thanks, man. Have a good one. You too, bro, Joe Bruin. Good to see you, man. Rook takes e4, and he takes it. And then bishop takes, and we are eyeing this. So that's so crazy that I noticed. I told you this earlier. Early on, I saw this idea. And that is as quick as you want to have this. You look, you know, you're winning now, but imagine this happening, the same position with his bishop on c8 still, and the queen on d8, and that stuff, knight on d7. So the faster you do it, the better it becomes, because this is the same idea, right? In a way. Do it faster. Keep up the great work. Love your commentary. Thanks, big fella. Appreciate it. b6, that is not a move. Knight to c6. I'm just going to sit here and open the fridge and bring my friends and everything. Knight to c6 is winning. Queen g5. Take with check first. Thanks for my rook back. Knight f5 could be super strong. Is there a mate? If he takes, that's double check. But you also could take here. Jeez, this is wild. What did you do? Okay, you took the rook. And then you play rook b1. But I think, is this not winning? I mean, everything's winning, honestly. Did black play knight f6 to d7 earlier? No, he already had a knight on f6. He played knight d7 early on in the game. That's a move, though. You're making a threat. Then brought the rook. Oh, man. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts. And that's it. Oh, he resigned. He was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. Can't do this anymore. Wrap it up. We're done. That's very nice. Jackson Chess beat a national master twice, which shows the level that he's playing at in a 10-minute game with 2-second increment. Black seemed very far behind in development. Absolutely. And when you're behind in development, that's why a lot of times they say piece activity trumps material. You get that from Kasparov, actually. He talks about that a lot. Piece activity. If your pieces are active and you're developed more, it really sometimes, a lot of times, it doesn't matter how much material you're actually down. I've actually done that before. That's why you can sack a piece and still win, or sack 2 pieces and still be winning based off your development on that side, and it still works, or etc. I think the start put him off. Yeah, the start put him off too. It's why I love the system I made. Absolutely, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It works. You know, bishop takes, but you have to be careful in certain situations on black being very aggressive. When black becomes very aggressive against passiveness, it hurts. It hurts your position. Like going back to where we were here with this bishop f6 early on. Knight d2, that works. e5 was a move, and then e3. What he's supposed to do is attack this center relentlessly. But he needs to develop too. And honestly, that's why I'm not a fan of the perk systems. Or, excuse me, when I put my bishop on g7, this knight does not, you cannot block this. If you do, you're going to have troubles. So you need to go like either a5 early on to play knight a6, or, you know, knight to c6 and play e5. That's the more aggressive ways to play. Knight d7 is going to get you in a lot of trouble, and you crushed him because of it. Very good. It's positional and slightly passive, but black doesn't really know what to do with it. Correct. Correct. Because he obviously did not know what to do. Jackson Chess, you contributed 2 points to the 20 points from the Armenian Eagles. Very nice stuff, bro, as you played the Capaberas today. You guys lost, but that's okay. You contributed 2 of the 20. So that's good job, man. Thanks for letting us analyze your game here, bro. What if black took back with a knight after bishop takes f6? Well, then it'd be a little bit different. Let's see. Let's see. Actually, h6 takes. Jackson Hughes says knight d2 and e4. Yep, knight d2, but what happens on... Well, actually, bishop f5, knight h4. So that could be a thing. So e5 is actually nothing. So you may have to go rook e8 to meet e4 with e5. That's probably the only thing. And then e4 and then e5. And then maybe d5. Now you kind of cramped here. Knight h7 and then maybe f5. And you have to play like, if you're going to play this the King's Indian way, this is like the only way kind of to play it. So it's International Chess Day. That's correct. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's get some hype in the chat for International Chess Day, guys. International Chess Day is today. Get some hype in the chat for International Chess Day. I love the King's Indian says unfeathered flamingo. Me too. Me too. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Kato1413, for letting us know. I didn't know there was such a thing. Yes, it's over. It's all over the internet, man. Twitter. I put a post on Twitter and stuff. Thanks for looking at my games for me. I learned so much stuff. Great job, Jackson Chess. Now play next week and do your thing because you need to help. They're gonna need you next week. They are going to need you because y'all need 6 points to make the playoffs, or at least, you know, do very well next week. Very well. So good stuff there. Art Vega, are you still in the chat? Art Vega, are you still here? Thanks for the follow, Grove Salt. Appreciate that. Art Vega, are you still in the chat? If you are, you're next. I can't. I'm going camping for 4 weeks. Oh, man. Ouch. That's okay, man. Hey, enjoy yourself, though. Nicely done, Jackson. There you are. Okay, Art Vega. Nice. I see you. So let's check your games out. Art Vega is here. And I think I got your games over here. I think I got them. Where are your games? Looked at that one. And Art Vega is over here. Here we go. Here we go. Art Vega, what team did you play for again? I know you played for, I think you played for the Capybaras. Yeah, you did. You played for the Capybaras. So, congrats to you, man, playing for the Capybaras as your team won today. Your team won. So, how did you do in this matchup? So, you split. Okay. You split the matchup. Do you go over knockout games? I usually try to, but it's really about the fans. It's about you guys, because you guys can learn more from your games and your peers' games than the games at the top level. Of course, you can, yes, learn from them, but it's easier for you right now to get games analyzed from your peers. Maybe next time, let's see, movers against wizards. Let's go. Thanks for the follow, Byron. Appreciate it. So let's put your PGN in here, Art Vega. Let's go. Art Vega is in the building. We have analyzed many of his games here at the Pro Chess League Summer Series. So let's see what color you played in this game. You played white, and you're 1960 against his ELO is 1646 here, but obviously if he beat you one game, he's a little bit stronger than that. So let's see what happens. You play white. This was a long game, 58 moves. Wow. And here we go. This is the game you won. So D4, Knight F6 is on the board. Anonymous gifter gave Jackson Chess a tier 1. Thanks so much for the anonymous gift. Jackson Chess, they just gifted you a sub, buddy. Congrats and thanks. C4, G6, Knight C3. We have Grunfeld. Grunfeld. I used to play this as black. The problem with the Grunfeld is there's so much theory. I mean, so much theory. I'm just gonna say it's so much theory. Like you can't even say anything else besides that. It's ridiculous, honestly. So I was not a fan of it anymore because I was not having the positions I was looking for. You have to experiment with openings to see what you like the most. And I've had the most success and the most fun with the King's Indian Defense. I played it before. Now I've actually learned it. So please do the game from Mumbai Movers against the Wizards. Oh, that one. Okay, so that's what you want. The Mumbai against the Wizards. Perfect. Best commentary you can find. Thanks, 556 AR 15. All right, I guess it's rolling now. No, we can look at this game. We can look at these because you're here now, so we can look at this one. This is the Wizards and the Movers. So you play for the Movers. Thanks for the Twitch Prime, AR. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate that, bro. Okay, here we go. Art Vega, you played black in this game against Ivan, 1960 versus 1748. You played black. Let's put this PGN in here, and let's get started. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You play black. Let me flip the board. So, check this out. First off, let me actually see who won the match. The one the match today, I actually know who won the match. The Wizards are crushing it. Last week they got 80 points or 79.5. Ridiculous. This week they got 64 and beat the Movers. And the Movers did well too. I mean, they got 42. They pushing tight, strong. 42 points. Like, dang, they still doing well. But the Moscow Wizards are just ridiculous. 64, 79.5, and then 64. Congratulations to you, Art Vega, for contributing 1.5 points in this match to the Mumbai Movers. Okay, so this is the game, and we have it in. Yes, please. All right, guys. Nice. Now you in here. That's right, D-Math. That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah, I have my morning games, too. If you want to look at those morning games. Well, it's only morning games. So you played you played for both teams? Funny. Oh, that's cool. That's what's up. Great job, man. Yeah, we'll look at those. Since you're here, we'll look at them. Absolutely. As long as we have time. So D4, you play black here. Knight of 6, C4, E6. Oh, Nimzo. I love Nimzo. Or a Bogo. Now you play the queens. Okay, Queen's Indian. So you play for Mumbai? Sweet, man. We'll check you out. We'll check you out. So G3, Bishop B7, Bishop E2, and a check. I usually used to play the I was a Roman student. For me, I love Roman Djihashvili material and principles, ideas, stuff that he teaches. So I used to play the Bogo Indian because it was very similar to the Nimzo Indian, because you just put the bishop on B4 regardless. But you know, this kind of transposed into that. There's lines where, especially in the knight B to D2 lines, where you just go B6 and bishop to B7. So this is very easy to play. Very easy to play. And then if you trade this bishop, let's actually see what happened. A5 and castle, knight C3. So you took it. Let's see if you follow the right plan here. Knight E4 and then Queen C8. So is this theory? Where did you get this from? Queen C8. I just want to know if this is off the head or is this anything you've seen before. What is Queen to C8, Art Vega? Is that to avoid the pin? But I mean, I don't really know. I don't think it. I mean, Queen C8 makes sense. Yes, I guess it is just avoiding the pin. That's really what it's about. D Math Man. Yeah, I think that's correct. But Queen C8 again, like just in the last games we looked at with Jackson Chess, we're like, you got to think about this later. Maybe you can probably play Bishop C6 and Queen B7 and set up this way. Or I just saw a few games from Fallujah actually putting a queen on A8. And having this kind of setup. I thought that was genius in the way that he set up everything, where he played Queen C7, Queen B8, and put this queen on A8, and it was very nice. He ended up winning that game too. I just have the habit of playing it. Playing is back up my bishop, basically. Okay, so you have a habit of playing it, but just because you have a habit of playing it doesn't mean you should always keep playing it. This is how you get better as a player. So when you look at this, let's go back and look at what happened. I played this for many years, so I have a lot of experience here. When you trade this bishop, there is a rule that you have to follow. And the rule is, after you trade the bishop, you put the pawns on the color of the bishop that you traded. So what is that? What is that? Oh, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, AR. Wow, thanks so much. Let's get some hype in the chat for 556 AR gifting 5 subs to the channel. So supportive. Thank you for the sub bomb. So, you know, getting the habit of playing it. Yeah, but the problem here is, check this out. You know, you have to put the pawns on the same color of the bishop that you traded. So what does that mean? It's like, put the pawns on the dark squares. So you have to go like D6, Queen E7, E5, or actually it's D6, Queen E7, Knight B to D7, and then E5. That's the way to do it. Thanks for the subs. Get some hype in the chat, guys. Get some hypes in the chat. Let's go. This is a dope stream, by the way, Canty. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure your notifications on if you do hit the follow button. Actually, I think they do it automatically for you now, so you know when we go live. And you can hang out with us at other times too. Why bring in the Queen C8 when it? Why bringing the queen to C8 when its target is A8? Well, it is a target. And A8 is hard though. A8 is hard to get to because the rook's here. There's a problem, and there's a problem. There's a Sledgehammer. There's a problem. So Queen to C8 is the issue. Like, you know, watch later. I think you still won this game. You did. You won this game, but watch later. And let's see what happens on how this queen's going to develop. A lot of times you got to think ahead. Think ahead. When I put this piece here now, 5 moves, 10 moves, 15 moves, how is this going to affect the game? So Queen C8, you know, to develop, you got to get the queen off the back rank. Or you put the queen on the other side of the rooks, like I saw Fallujah do, and it's actually a common theme. It is. You just got to know it. And put the queen here after the rook has moved, you know, here, stuff like that. Thinking ahead sounds like a great strategy. Master Dale. Dale is actually a national master. He is in the chat. What's up, bro? So bishop to C3, queen to E7, just a simple line, sample line. Queen to E7, rook E1, D6. You can't even play E4, so this is really nice. Maybe queen C2 to try to play E4, and then knight D7, E4, you play E5. Dark square strategy. You play really nice. Put the pawns on the square, on the color of the bishop that you traded. Why? Because if you put them on the light squares, then your bishop gets bad. And so you put it on the opposite colors because your bishop stays good. Then if he goes d5, we get the closed position we kind of wanted. This knight is a monster on c5. Absolutely prefer black here. This is almost like a very nice King's Indian position. Maybe you can play g6 and f5 later. His bishop's kind of shut out the game. This bishop's locked up, and this is kind of the position you got to keep, so you don't allow the bishops to become monsters when you open it up. Knight h5 followed by g6, f5. Bishop come back to c8 to help out this way. I've played this so many times, and I've had very good success with it. So that's the way you should play it. Because when you play it this other way, you kind of first off the head. You're playing off the head, which is nothing wrong with playing off the head. But when you get here, and even this is a 10-minute game with 2-second increment, so it's not that long. You're playing this game. Queen to c8, you got to figure out how to get everything in the right chemistry here. Knight to d2, absolutely. So now we trade. Well, that's good. It helped you out. Why did it help you out? Because of space. Now you got space. You didn't have a lot of space before, and now you got to move this queen actually another time. Knight to d7, knight c5, f6, capture. I think capturing was absolutely terrible by him. I mean, honestly, you were just crushing. He probably needed to go for this. Like, he needs to go for this to keep it kind of, closed in a way. As weird as it sounds. After f6, takes. I mean, I highly prefer black now. This knight is great. This bishop, this is the best way to blunt a bishop or stop its strength, is to actually, put a piece in front of it or block the file. That's one way. Block the file with a pawn chain, capture it, or oppose it with your own bishop. That's how you stop them. So knight to, doing this kind of thing is really nice, as the rook's about to swing over. This square is wide open, and it's just great. White has a pretty tough position, I would say, here. So we go there. Check first. I think you should wait. You should wait. Absolutely wait next time, Art Vega. Absolutely. Why? Because, you don't need to, I tell my students this a lot. You don't need to trade right now. Like, it is not, you win faster a lot of times when you keep the queens on, because the queen helps out. So trading it, if you feel like you any chance of being better right now, trading the queens makes it very equal. So you should probably put the rook here first, just to test the waters, see what's going on. Even something like rook here, b3, and then queen here, just to put the rook here, and then you double up. I mean, it's easy how pieces come to play like this. Rook here, queen somewhere, double up, just because we kept the queens on the board. A couple moves. I mean, this position is way better than just trading queens. So going back here, queen e4 check, he's gonna happily take that. Knight takes, and now he's just doing okay. You're gonna have to figure something out here, basically. Especially, this is not as weak now. I can just go king f3, defend it. My rook, I defend this well. Bishop versus knight, it's very equal, actually. Rook e8, king f3, that's what he played. Rook e7, you double up. I'm just equal. I'm just chilling. Here, bishop d4, that does not seem right. Something seemed wrong, especially with this here, but he can't play e3, so maybe it's right. King f7, bishop g1, he gets out the way, but this is a terrible bishop if he goes e3. Pawns are the best. He could have played e4 if I brought my rook to e8. So you mean back here? I don't think so. I think you had knight takes e4, right? You talking about here? Right here, rook e8, e4? Don't you just have knight takes e4? What is wrong with knight takes e4? f5, queen e5. How about f5, queen d7? It's like tactics. It's very tactical. f5, queen e7. Rook f5, d5. Queen d7, check. Maybe not. I think f5 is actually very good. So maybe you would just have to go, no, f5 is made. Rook f7, d5. This can't be played. Something has to be wrong here. Maybe rook f7 or rook e7 first. This is always a target, you know what I mean? e4 is here, and that's correct. We can't take it right now. But the thing is, we always have a target. So if we go rook f7, we may not take it now. Like, I actually played in the first round of the World Open, and I played the Scotch Gambit with white. I literally I was like, I won a pawn, but I didn't take it immediately when I could win the pawn. I just was like, you know what? I know what your counterplay about to be. So I'm about to stop the counterplay first, and then I'm going to come back and take this pawn. And that's what this was about too. Maybe you could do that, and it's just something to learn there too, as, it's an anyway mindset is what I tell my students. You got to get your rook to the file anyway. Might as well do it. You might as well just do it. You know, or instead of queen e4, you know, instead of like trading, maybe put the knight here first and then reverse the move order and move the rook here. Knight e4 and then rook e8. Check, takes. So we got this position. We double up on the file. He goes bishop g1, weird move. You follow up with g5. That's a nice move. h5's coming. g4, I don't know. You can do kind of whatever. Yeah, king g6, takes. Rook here. That's nice. Try to take over the file. Rook c2 should be played. He did not. He just gave you the file. That is an error, guys. This is something to learn. Don't ever give up this file like this. It is about to be, I mean, close to mate. If you get f5 in or g4, it's mate. This is mate. So f5 and g4. Actually, f5 anyway. Did you play it? You played g4. So you had to go here, g4, because f5 was still threatening mate, especially if the knight takes g5, king f4, rook d5 mate. It's all tough. Tough stuff. So rook here. So he was like, nah, not today. You're not mating me, at least not yet, is what he said. So he played f5 anyway. He said, take that, and there's a mating net, folks. There's a check. That's a nice check. Could you go rook e5 here? What'd you play? Rook e5. Look at you, R. Vega. Look at you pushing like a big dog. Let me put that in the chat, the pushing tight emote. Look at you pushing tight. Rook e5 was my first choice too. Because how do you stop the g4 mate? Good job, big fella. You're pushing tight. Rook e5. That's nice. That was my first thought. I was like, can you go rook e5? And it works. Because if he takes it, he has to take with the rook for the check. But still, it doesn't stop the mate. How did this happen? Because he gave up the 7th rank. In my system, that's a very advanced book to read. It's a lot of big words in there too. But my system by Aaron Nimzowitz, he talks about the 7th rank. You should try not to give this up at all costs. The 7th rank is almost equivalent to a few pawns sometimes. So you got to be careful giving that up. Yes, that move made my day. Yeah, big fella, you played that nicely. Played that nicely. Okay. So what's next? H4? H4. R Vega. Yes, H4 because you cutting off the G3 square. Look at you pushing tight, man. That's great. Good to see you turning up just like that in this game. That's sweet. That's sweet, guys. It's called reverse the move order. Reverse the move order. He could do knight takes and then H4, but that doesn't work. So how about take off the square first and then come back and do the same thing we wanted to do. Very nice, R Vega. Very nice. Nice follow-up. Rook e5 followed by H4 and then drop the mic and walk away. Literally. Takes, pawn takes, and that's a resign. Absolutely. Resignation. He resigns right after. Very good game, R Vega. I think that was excellent to show for the fans here. That was pretty sweet, bro. Pretty sweet. Next game was a draw. So you drew the next one. Let's see what happened. Got a draw in the next one. Nice game. Sledgehammer says that. Yeah, that was a nice game. Very nice game. Okay, here's the next one. So R Vega, you played the same guy. You played white here. He was 1954 and he was 1817. So let's put the PGN in here and let's go. Thanks for the follow, Captain Tom. Appreciate it. And Eagle Labor, thanks for the follows. Appreciate that. So R Vega, you play white. Flip the board. Okay, we go. Okay. All right, let's go. Man, what in the world? I wish y'all could see my score sheet right now. I mean, 76 moves? 76 moves, bro. 7-6. Okay, R Vega. Wow. D4. You play black, right? No, you play white. Okay, D4, D5, C4, C6. Got a Slav. Knight C3, Knight F6, Knight F3. I'm assuming this is theory here. I just know the first few moves of the Slav, and a lot of times they take here and play B5 and ended up castling queenside. I know it gets crazy, but I don't know the theory like that. So I'm assuming this is just basic theory. Makes sense. E3, developing, castle, and rook to C1. So, oh my goodness, 556 AR is going off, guys. Another 5 subs gifted to the community. Thank you so much, bro, for the love today. Whoa, look at him go. Okay, semi-slop. Very accessible instruction. Excellent stream, bro. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Big Tree. Fall hard. Appreciate that. 100 Bits says, man, I love your YouTube videos. Think they can help me. So thanks. Thank you, Captain Tom. Appreciate that. Thanks for the 100 bits. Very generous. Thank you. Knight to D7. Very nice move. It's very solid stuff. Honestly, I prefer white in these positions because I hate cramped positions. So bishop to D3 and stuff like that. is just the way I go. DBT says, what's going on? Hype. I know, man. Talk to 56 AR. He's the man right now. 56 AR is in the building. So knight B to D7. Bishop D3. Yeah, automatic. Rook E8. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. E6 before bringing it to F5 is a semi-slot. Really? Okay. Yeah, not too familiar. I'm not a D4 player. I know some of it, but I'm not. I think D4 is like a free way to play, honestly, which is a great way to play. You don't really need to study a lot of, you do, but you don't. In E4, you need to study a lot of theory. I love it. I've been playing it all my life, but D4 is very flexible, I would say. Very flexible. Birgit05 says, hello, mate. Hello, buddy. How are you? Pawn takes and castles. Knight F8, Knight E5. I like this move. I like this move. And what this says, guys, if you just notice how this happened, this is something for you to learn today. When a knight moves from the center, a lot of times, there's something that was left in the center. So he immediately took advantage of that. I think that was really strong. Really strong. So, Knight F5, Knight F8. Yes, you do. You need to know your theory for D4. Yeah, you do. But, you know, you don't. You do what you don't. You could play D4, C4, and G3. And then play. There's like 40 different ways you can play after that. Or you can play D4 and Knight F3. And there's probably 1,000 moves you can make after that. Knight E5 and Knight G6. F4? No, no, no. This is how you do it next time, Arvega. I'm an attacking wizard. I love to attack sack pieces. My favorite player of all time, Tao. That don't work. You gotta prepare it, big fella. You gotta prepare. Thanks for the follow at Mir and Lifa. You gotta prepare. How do I prepare? I always, and this is what I'm talking about a lot more with my students, is imagination and attacking. This is something very key for all of you watching right now. Imagination and attacking. This bishop's here. This knight's here. I want to keep these pieces here. I need more pieces. It always takes 3 for a successful attack. So I need more pieces. How do I do that? Just keep pushing pieces forward. So F4 immediately comes to play. Immediately. F4 right now. Because now there's all kind of tactics that could happen here. All kind of stuff that can happen. Especially if he takes it, you open up the file. And, you know, maybe one day, of course, right now he does have Bishop G4 in some lines. But maybe one day, hope the rook lift this. Even I can play H4 if he plays H6 just to sack this. I mean, something as simple as like this. Yeah, I'm sacking a piece, but look at the compensation I'm getting for this. Look at the compensation. I know I sacked a piece. I might have even played that wrong just now. But the compensation may be enough here to win. I mean, F5, F6, the rook's here too. There is a lot going on. Okay, I would easily play something like this. You know, so knowing that, you just need more pieces. Knight takes G6. Now look at how solid he is now. This is very solid, just so you know. It's a very solid pawn structure. I am good. I do draw against chess weeb, so I am happy with that. I was having checkmate in one move, but I ran out of time. Feels bad. That's okay, man. That's okay. It happens. It happens, but there's a lot that can happen. So, you know, attacking 101 is like imagination. How can I get more pieces over here? If you can pick up a piece and drop it, where do you put it? A lot of times I want to put the queen on H5. Realistically, can't get it there. It's going to be a while. So what's next? So you go down the line and find every move until you find something clever like F4. It makes sense. So knight takes G6, pawn takes, and then H3. Now at this point, this attack is not happening. We do need to get F4 in. And a lot of times for an advantage, after you castle, if you're trying to crush someone, did I end up playing F4 in that game? That was round 9. No, I didn't. That was a different game. But it was a similar concept where I did rook lift. And I ended up winning the game because I had a bishop and a knight and my queen and the bishop and the rook. Like everything was just attacking at the right time. Everything was attacking at the right time. And you need to have that because if you don't, it's going to end up in a draw-like position. And this is exactly kind of what happened here. It's just black's doing fine. Knight E4. Whoa. Yeah, that's a good move. That's a very good move he made there. Bishop F4, knight takes, rook takes, and bishop D6. He starts trading stuff off. The attack looks like nothing. The center's closed. And black's going to have time to build up. The only break right now, this is good to have pawn breaks, guys. What's a pawn break? Something like this, E4. That's a pawn break. Whoever has the most controls the game most times. So E4, this is a good pawn break. So we anticipate this later. If I'm playing the black pieces, I'm going to anticipate this later, maybe with F3. So how do I anticipate it? Get both of these rooks to the E file. And you never can push this pawn. And it's going to be probably just holding a draw, and just shuffling pieces from here. How we living, y'all? We living good, man. What's up, the judge? Welcome to the stream, bro. So, queen F3 takes, queen takes, bishop E6. He starts developing. And we just kind of have to, yeah, you got to do what you can. I probably would have did the same because I have nothing else to do. I can't attack this anymore. We've lost that time. F4 would have been a drastic change in this game. Drastic change. Because I know you're going to face this again. So next time, try F4 and message me on chess.com when you win in like 5 moves afterwards. But B4, Queen B6, Rook B1, A4, I mean A6, and then A4, Rook to C8, Rook C5, Queen A7. Yeah, you're just shuffling. You're just shuffling. And now you're using everything you can, but sometimes it's just tough. It's tough because there's nothing to do. Just nothing to do. Queen B8. Definitely traded those off. Played B5. Okay, we're playing for a little bit of aggression here. Black just defended this so well. So well. You need targets. If you don't have targets, it's like nothing. You're not hitting anything. B6. I like it. I wonder if Rook A7. No, Rook A7, he can just babysit and walk the king over. That would be a failure. That wouldn't work. I love having a minority attack on the queen side. Yeah, that's a good way. You just gotta. It's not guaranteed though. We'll definitely do F4 next time. That's right, R Vega, because this was tough. I mean, you could have beat him both games honestly. King F1, King D6, King E2, Bishop F5, takes. Yeah, I mean at this point it feels like a draw, if not worse. Why? Because you got a weakness over here. Yeah, he got a weakness too, but how realistic is it if he defends it? You're going to be in a lot of trouble if you start trading pieces and he get this pawn. This is easy. You can easily thinking you're winning until something like this happens. You lose a pawn and it's like over. Thanks for the follow, Tomas. Thanks for the follow. So king to D3, Rook B8, King C3. You walk the king over, snap, Rook B1, C5. Look at that. You have lost the pawn. And you drew this. So you had to draw this. Thanks for the raid, Zibit64 with the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I'm a Dutch player, so I'm pushing the F pawn. That's right. We gotta push that F pawn, bro. You got to. Lakatuba just subscribed. Thanks for the sub, man. 10 months in a row. Yay, it's just Lakatuba. Good to see you, bro. So B7. Oh, you played that first, but I think that might be losing. If I just go C4, is that like not over? Yeah, he played C4. You drew this. Hey, you pushing tight to draw this one. Rook here, I think you just snapping this though, so that's probably how you drew it. Let's see what you played. Oh, you can just check him actually. It's the same thing because he gets a pawn, so it's not losing. It's not losing. Yeah, because you can always like he can't push this. He can't push this through, but it got close. They got close. Again, that F4 move would have been much better. Check king here, and you just went back. He went back, and we just end up getting a draw. Like there's nothing else to do. Check. And y'all, there's still 30 moves left. I wonder what happened. I gotta see this. 30 moves left from here. Rook here, check. Okay, rook back, nothing. And you can never progress, guys. Why? You can try to, but this pawn is going to push if you get too far away with your king. That's the problem. That's the problem. So, okay, rook check, rook here, rook to the back, rook, swing to the other side, swing to the other side again. He pushes. We push past him. We didn't want to undouble the pawn structure. So we just keep it solid. We threaten the pawn. He threatens one too. Uh-oh, it's getting crazy. Whoa. Man, what do you even do here? I think you have to take this. And then take the other one. You got to pass pawn. Check. I think rook e5. No, king f6. Man, what's the engine say? What's the eval? What's the eval? We got to check this. This is very instructive. Very instructive. It's just straight up equal. It's straight up equal. Okay, so let's see what you do. Check. F6. All zeros. Check. Takes. All zeros. Steal. King G5. Takes. Push. Check. Yeah, straight up zeros. All zeros from here, folks. All zeros. Dang. Steal all zeros from here. That's crazy. Well, he has the pass pawns too, though. That's why. Oh, you losing now. -1. -1. Okay, now it's like -0.5. Nothing serious. Check. 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 That's a nice way to do that. And then there was a check. Wow. Well, for future reference, you know what to do now, R Vega. You know what to do now, bro. You know, when we have this position, guys, attacking 101, okay? I am attacking wizard. I love to attack. If I have the white pieces, that's why I play the C3 Sicilian, because I get a bishop on D3. I'll play the Scotch Gambit because I get a positional attack, which is I can attack positionally. There's all kind of stuff. I love doing this, you know, with the white pieces on attacking. I love attacking. Even with black too, you have to attack in a different way. You got to like attack and defend and counter attack, and like it's different when you play black. But 95, knight G6, F4 right here. Strong stuff, and you just chill. You just relax and wait for something to happen. Okay, you up for looking at morning games? Yeah, Jackson. Yeah, man, thanks a lot. No problem, R. Vega. No problem. That was your games. Pleasure. Always a pleasure, R. Vega. Always a pleasure. So, Jackson Chess, you played this morning too, huh? Okay, what team did you play for? Oh, you right here. I see you. Oh, you played on the same team. You played on the same team. You and R. Vega played on the same team today. That's pretty cool. Played against the Wizards. The Wizards are literally wizards. Okay, 64 points to 42. Here's the standings right here, guys. If you're just getting to the chat wondering what the standings look like right now. Group C is Sao Paulo Capibaras with 8 points. They came out of nowhere. They just had 2 last week. Now they got 6. They won a live club match and a knockout. Put them with 6 points, 8. At the top right now, the Wizards right behind them with 7. The Movers at 6. And the Eagles got some work to do with 3. But 6 more. 6 more points next week could put them right back in the game. So pretty stuff there. Here's the official bracket right now, if you want to take a look at that. Bishops, Pandas, Puffins, and the bottom Snowballs all have guaranteed spots right now. From there, here's the format. 10 minutes with 2-second increment is what they're playing. Then you have knockout matches are 15 minutes with 2-second increment. Okay? And then again, the prizes. Make sure if you're playing in the league, if you're playing, you know, as a fan, make sure you post your games on Twitter, annotate them, maybe a blog on chess.com, write up something really quickly, annotate it, talk about it, be in the streams, even stream your games and stuff like that. And $250 per group, guys, $250. So that is Pro Chess League Summer Series, right? That's what we got going on there. Canty with the Pro Chess League post-game analysis. Very nice, says Exhibit 64. Thanks for the raid. Again, appreciate that. Appreciate that one. Okay, so let's get your games, bro. Suppose he go Bishop G4. Well, if he go Bishop G4, he just jumped off the deep end, big fella. We'll get him some help. Send a stretcher to his address. Just knight takes G4. GG. Have a good one. Not a move. So let's go to our Vega. Nope. It's actually this game. Okay. Here we go, bro. You won both games this morning, too. You won all 4 games today. You was just on fire today, big fella, huh? Jackson was on fire today, winning all 4 games. Okay. I got the PGN. So in this one, first off, you play for the Movers, the Mumbai Movers, this morning. So you contributed another 2 points to the 42 that you guys did today for the final score. You play black in this game, and you're 1937. Your opponent is 1770. So let's put the PGN right here. Let's get started, bro. You play black. All right, let's do it. Let's flip the board. Here we go. D4, F5. Okay, Dutch life. I just looked at this. I have a book on the Leningrad Dutch. Where is it at? It's somewhere around here. I have a book on it. And usually I'll take books and like make studies and like create my own stuff, hit it with the engine, see if it's updated, see what's new, see what's not. It takes forever, but I love it. So F5 is the Dutch. Pretty strong. I used to play it for a long time. All right. So after F5, Bishop G5. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with this stuff. I don't even know. I've played this probably a few times in my life. I'm assuming I used to, like, I'm into the Leningrad, and at least the book that I have, it's an older book, but G6, Bishop G7, Knight F6. And then D6, Queen E8, and A5, Knight A6 stuff. You know, similar. Thanks for the follow, Kurt Zamora. This is a trap. Oh, really? What's the trap? So you can't go G6? Is G6 the trap? I don't know. Can we post the Puffins link? Absolutely. Of course, man. Pro Chess League Summer Series. The fans. Of course. We're here, guys. Yep. This is about you. We're analyzing your games here. So knight to C3. And then B6. B6. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Queen D3. And G6. So are you going Bishop G7 here or no? G5. I like this so far. It's interesting. Okay, you got to go C6. Man, this is weird. I mean, absolutely weird, bro. Bishop D6, G3, Bishop E6. This theory, this just don't seem right. But hey, it's okay. Oh my goodness. Hey, how are you doing? I'm good, Clash Royal. How are you? Welcome to the stream. H6, and then what? A5? b5. Okay, so that's how you're gonna get the knight in, and then maybe a5, a4. But here's the thing, guys. It's always about whoever gets to the king first in these opposite side castles is going to win the game. So let's pay attention and see what happens. After b5, there's e3. a5. Okay, and f4. Oh, g4. f4 is not a move because now this is locked up forever. And now you got to say black is the only one. Remember we talked about pawn breaks. Whoever has the pawn breaks or the better ones is going to win. Or actually, you know, they have control. I'm going to say they're going to win. That's very drastic to say. But they're going to have, you know, control, to say the least. You can't do nothing here. And especially after he moves his bishop, you start to see that how do you get, besides doing something ridiculous, like putting the queen here, there is no way to get in here. There is no way to get here in here, like at all. At all. So your king, this is like a very cool position because his king is like forever safe. I mean, literally forever safe. So you have a free hand at the king, like a4, b4, knight a6. You just literally put every piece you own over here and go for the mate. Class Royal says, I'm good, man. Glad you're doing great. Thanks, bro. Those pawns are rolling fast. That's dangerous. Correct. This is bad for the white pieces. Queen e7. I guess you're going knight to d7. That's pretty nice. I like this. If that's what the plan is, it looks good. And kind of you can do whatever you want. Honestly, white has to kind of shuffle pieces almost. Knight d7, knight b6, knight c4. He says his knight is sick. I mean, look at this. This is a domination position. Class Royal, thanks for the follow. This is a domination position. You can't move anything. Like, how do you get here? This is when you realize, like, is this what life is really about? You start questioning your everyday routine, and like you start questioning life as itself. Like when you play a game like this, the knight on g1 is silly. Look at this. When you go here, it's a redundant knight because you don't have no more squares. When you move this one back, you can't go anywhere. So that's it. You just sit around and chill. You can't do nothing. You ever push this, I'm always gonna take it. I mean, this is an absolute positional domination. I mean, I've had a game like this. World Open round 1 of this year, I had a game similar to this where I just had all pieces were correct. Everything was correct. I had them on the right squares, and I just won the game. It was easy, but he had kind of like no counterplay, and this is how it is here. So very nice. King b1, knight a6. So, you know, I think you should have went for knight d7 anyway, because if you would have played knight a6, you should have just played it there anyway. Why move the queen first? You know, it doesn't make sense to do so. It's actually a little bit better here. Because, you know, the e7, you can't, it's still blocked. You know, you might as well play bishop here later, or you're not sure what the queen wants to do yet. So if you move in here, you have to have intention with the move. If you're going to play knight a6, play it right now. Play knight a6 right now. So queen e7, king b1, you should go knight d7. And from an attacking standpoint, I've attacked so many positions similar to this. I love attacking. I only play attacking chess. Knight b6 and knight c4. And if he plays, and for instance, all he can do is shuffle pieces. So knight here, knight here. He might bring this over here. Why not? You need to. Ain't nothing else to do. Knight c4, b3, and then rook b8. I'm not even going to take this. Because if you take, that's check, by the way. And I'm winning the queen. Tactics win games. I know this. So now after knight here or something, because there's nothing else to do, maybe even king a1 to try to do that. You know what? I'm going to just put the bishop here. Just because I'm going to check you, and I don't even know what's next. I'm just going to check you. If he takes this, well, then you run into this immediate, right? Easy stuff. Game over, big fella. Just start a new one. So it's over everywhere. Knight d7, b6, c4 is the way to go. Logical says Zibit 64. Correct. That's the plan to go with. Because after you get to a6, you know, I was like, yeah, this is a cool plan. But when you get here, let's say it happens, right? Knight here, actually knight a6. Knight here, and then let's say I'll let you go to b4. King here, queen here, a6, or I don't even know what you do next. You need another piece over here, but you have nothing. So you probably need to push a pawn. After a3, we back up. And the only way you're going to do something now is when you get b4 in. So this still will work. It still will work. But knight d7 is a little bit longer because you do have to take an extra move. It's just tough. It's just tough. So the engine doesn't understand these kind of positions. That's correct. That's correct. Many of them. It's funny, I only attack as black and I play positional as white. You should probably try to just attack on both sides. Watch how your rating increases. It doesn't understand why it can't do anything. Yep. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, this is not the game though. So bishop, bishop g2, queen e7, knight a6, rook b8. Look at how everything came over here. And look at this move. The only thing you're going to do here is either sack. And you know what's funny? You should have kept the queen on d7 because it stops from this kind of sack. You know, because he can do this. He can probably sack and get a little bit of counterplay. A little bit. Just a little bit. But if the queen was on d7, you don't even really have to worry about this counterplay, kind of, ever. Okay, so he does go knight. Yep, he brings the knight over, and you go knight to c7 to play b4. Okay, b4 was pushed. b3 takes on f5. a3. Whoa, look at this man. Trying to shut him out right here. a3. a3. For some reason, it looks very good, but I just don't think it works. I've seen Karyakin do this. I can't remember what game I was watching, but Karyakin did it. I was like, whoa, big fella. No, you just didn't do that. 2 pawns sitting here like this looking crazy. But pawn takes here, and I think he's just okay, honestly. I think he's just okay. Or even taking this way. I mean, this way it doesn't seem too good. This way I at least have an escape square if everything goes crazy. And then if you take this, well, of course, I can even take with the knight and just kind of chill. It is going to take a while. Black is still winning, but it's not the position we was kind of hoping for there. It was probably better. I know there was better. I mean, knight b5, that's why you put the knight on c7. Rearrange, maybe go knight c3 first. Maybe b3 now. Maybe even c5. It just depends. Just postponed it and try to get the pieces there first. Like knight a3 could be a thing and swing it back to c4. A lot of things you can do. Let's see what happened though. b4, b3. He took on f5. He played a3. He didn't take it, so that's devastating. Takes on b2, takes on a2, and he plays king a1. You have to sack this rook. You didn't. Bishop a3. Yeah, rook sack just wins on the spot. Forcing moves, okay? Forcing moves. Look for those first. Rook takes b2, wins on the spot, because you're threatening the queen. If king takes, you just queen the pawn. It's very simple. Very simple. What masters calculate first is what happens if I take it anyway. And then if it's wrong, it's wrong. At least you got it out the way. But if it's right, you calculated it. So, oh, what if I do it first? Yeah, I've seen both of these, but I start with this one first just in case. Just in case. So it gets you in the habit of looking at this first before you look at this move. Because bishop a3, I'm assuming, is still winning. It's actually the same thing. It's the same thing. Rook takes b2 is just forcing. Rook takes b2 right now, threatening mate. Here it takes a little bit longer because you got to go through the same sequence of stuff a little bit longer. And you never know. Sometimes they'll have a move too. So literally it's the same thing, right? You still got the rook to b2. But imagine you could have been winning 3 moves earlier. Rook takes b2. Same thing, right? Same thing. I think this was a crush, actually. Nice, the Dutch master here. He plays the Dutch and crushing win, bro. Crushing win here. I did it so I can trade more pieces. Yeah, you know, you can trade more pieces. But I think this was pretty solid. Pretty cool here. That was a pretty cool game, bro. Pretty cool. Let's check out your other one. That was the trap. What was the trap? Oh yeah, what was the trap? Right. If you play g6. Yeah. If you play g6, like, is there a trap? Thanks for the follow back. I can run you through the trap quickly. Yeah. What's the trap? Because that's nice to see in the Dutch. I mean, I'll play the Dutch for fun. I might play it. Quickly, it's not if g6. Quickly, it's not if g6. I want a crazy attack in the game against an IM. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Do you want to see it? Well, if it's in the Pro Chess League Summer Series, then absolutely we'll take a look at it. If it's not, unfortunately, not on this stream, we won't be able to look at it. It's if I play h6. Oh, it's not okay, man. Yeah, we'll check it. We'll check it on another stream. Make sure you follow. Oh, you are following Clash Royale. So yeah, you know, on another stream when I go live, we can look at some stuff. G6. So it's if I go h6 instead of b6. H6. So what's the trap now? H6. What do they do? Often you stream. I try to stream a few times a week. You know, it just depends, man. I am a very busy man, but you can make sure you have the notifications on, and you know when we go live. That should be on though already. I'm busy as well. Absolutely, absolutely, especially we all are. So what's the move here, Jackson Chess? If we play h6, you said. Oh wait, hold up. d4, f5, bishop g5, h6. Bishop h4, g5, e3. What happens if I take this? Oh, I got a knight on f6. That's the difference. Okay. Oh, wait. All right. So, bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, g5, e3. Oh, threatening mate. Okay, so knight f6 then. Oh, but then you just go bishop g3 and there's no f4. Ah, makes sense. Okay. That's pretty good. Pretty cool. This is a fun line. I played a couple times with white. Won all the games. I won every game with white. Funny game. All right, let's pull up the second game you played, bro. That'll be this one. That'll be this one here. Okay. I'm grabbing a PGN. Looks like you played white in this game. Okay. Again, your rating here is 1943, and his rating is 1733. White pieces for Jackson Chess. So here we go. If black played correctly, he ends up in 2 rook versus queen endgame. It's a sharp line. Wow. Wow. 27 moves. This was a short game. Let's see what happened. Knight f3, d5. g3, bishop g2, almost like the king's Indian quickly. g6, d4, bishop g7, castles, I'm out the way. Bishop g5. Of course, I forgot you play this. So this is what Jackson Hughes plays. Bishop f4 now. c6, knight d2, and knight to d6. He takes, and c3. Going for your e4 stuff. He got e4, and now I think you're just winning. I mean, not winning, but you're feeling really good here. Why you take the knight on d6? This is what he does, actually. This is what he does. For both colors, too. There are some people that play the London system against everything. White pieces, black pieces, no pieces, London system. Same thing. All the time. And for him, same thing. e4, I mean, like black pieces, white pieces. This is what he does. So e4, knight takes, no pieces. Yes, bro. Yep. He does it. So queen c7, queen d2, e5, pawn takes, rook e1, and rook d1. I mean, white's feeling good. White's good. It is an open game, so there's no weaknesses for black. And this is the problem a lot of times. Looks are very deceiving in chess. This looks really good for white, but the problem is there's no like targets. You gotta construct your pieces in a way that you attack targets. And if you don't have those targets, it's gonna be very difficult. So, you know, like, let's see what you played actually, or what he played. He played bishop f5. He played knight here. So I'll probably, yeah, knight c5 is good. Knight c5 is good, but the problem is there are no real targets right now. Now you do control everything, so that's pretty good. So let's see kind of what happened. You love the queens here. So rook d8, queen e3, bishop g4, bishop f3, trade, b6, and knight a6. That's an interesting move. Okay, come back here. If he pushes, you get the knight on d5, and you get the knight to e7. Let's see what happens. Knight here. Okay. Wait, what happened? Yeah. Rook d6, threaten a pawn. Rook takes first. Knight takes c6. Uh-oh. No, you didn't. Yes, he did. Knight e7 check. What are your tactics at? How much puzzle rush did you do? And you'll be getting right when you do stuff like this. Very good. Very good, Jackson Chess. As you see, guys, combination tactics win games, big fella. Rook takes d8. Knight takes c6. Hitting 2 pieces. The only move here that may not even work is rook to b8, I think. I don't know. It's tough. Rook to b8 or rook d7. Ooh, rook d7 is scary. Yeah, rook b8 might be the only move here. But actually, it don't work. Rook e7? I wonder. This is because there's a pin here. Oh, yeah, rook e7 wins on the spot because you take on f7. That's mate. Oh, my goodness. This was over. That's how you squeeze water from a stone. Yep. Yep. Sledgehammer says very nice. It is a nice game. Elephants with the puzzle rush in the air. That's right. I think this was pretty sweet, bro. This was a quick game. I mean, quick game. He played his regular stuff because this is what he plays. And he got a comfortable position. Bishop g5. Trade off the bishop as soon as I can take anything. And then c3. e4. Strong game, bro. Queen d2. Takes. The best part is there is no name for this system. I know. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, they called it Queen's Pawn. That's what chess.com says. It's Queen's Pawn. It's a patent pending. Bad bending on this. That's funny. Jackson attack. Funny stuff, bro. Funny stuff. Yep. And this was good. Knight takes c6, knight e7, and that's game over, folks. Game over. Well, is anyone else in the chat? Do we have any more games? Any more games from today? Because we have about 10 minutes left. 13, actually, to be exact. If not, I'm going to pull one of the games. I wish you could have seen me play against e4. That was a fun time, really. Does king h8 after knight h6? I'm sorry, I don't see knight h6. Do they have to be games from this event? They do. They do. Get something to drink, dude. Absolutely do have water here. Let me get some water. Thanks. Thank you. Knight to c6. Sorry. Knight c6. Is there king h8? Oh, that's a good one. Is that G fuel? No, it's water in the shaker cup. King h8 and rook to e7, and then snap. Yeah, rook e7 wins in both lines. It wins everywhere. Rook e7 is just winning. Winning there. So let's pull one of the last games here. Vega. I looked at this one. Looked at that one. Oh, let's look at a buddy of ours that comes to the stream. Chess Tricks. Shout out to Chess Tricks 01. Well, he played for the Mumbai Movers as well. He played for the Movers. So let's see how he did actually. Chess Tricks. He lost both games to a very strong opponent. So his rating is 2124 in here, but he's really like 2300, 2400. He's strong. Strong player. So he played in his first game. Chess Tricks. He played black. Okay. Put that in there. Knight control the 7th rank. Help the rook get there. Yeah, I know, right? Anyone else here play knight c6? Played Nimzu's defense against e4? No. I don't. But it's actually fun. It's actually strong. Because if you know what to do, it's strong. If you don't, it's bad. I love your stream layout, dude. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, Clash Royale. Appreciate that. Okay. So here we go. This is Chess Tricks game. No, it's not. Actually, put the PG in here. This is Chess Tricks game. So Chess Tricks played with the black pieces, and he lost both games to a very strong opponent. This opponent is 2263, and in this game, Chess Tricks is 2124. D4, another Dutch. Wow, look at this. Look at that, Jackson. He plays D6 though. C4, Knight F6. He's playing a Leningrad Dutch. Bishop G7. This is all theory so far, so these guys can whip these moves out fast. Queen to E8. Bishop B2. Knight to C6. Okay. D5 and Knight D8. Never seen that. Wow, this is interesting. Knight C6, Knight D8, and E5. Maybe that could be a thing. The best part of the Nimzu is there's no theory about it, so it's all completely open. Yeah, it's not a lot of theory on it. Absolutely. I do have theory on it though. Knight D8, yeah. It doesn't feel right, but Knight F7 may be coming correct. You gotta have intention behind it. Do you want the knight on F7? But if you do, what are you gonna do from F7? Or do I want it on E6? And I think it's a little stronger on E6, so I feel E5 is definitely coming. That's why Queen E8, you know, you do Queen E8. You know, Queen E8 is for E5. That's what it says in the book. So Knight A5 is more accurate. I feel like you can get in trouble. It depends. I play this in the King's Indian Defense. I'll play Knight A5, and then I'll play C5 afterwards and get B5 in too. But if my queen's not on D8, when I go Knight A5, there are like automatic threats. And if this pawn gets defended, you know, B4, it's always scary. I think he can play Knight A5. I think he's okay here, but sometimes it's wrong. Knight d8, knight, yeah. Bishop d7, this is feeling weird here. It's feeling weird, very cramped position. c6, okay. Pawn takes, I think he had to take with the knight. Because if not, it's very cramped. But pawn takes is pretty cool, because maybe he got e5 coming afterwards. Nice pawn structure. Yeah, he gets e5 in. This is a weakness that you have to deal with immediately. Knight f7. So he goes for knight f7, defending it. All the pieces here, though, are all, like, cluttered. It's clutter. So he plays d5, pushes open the center. I think that's really strong. Dang, and then bishop a3. Ouch. Yep, it's too much clutter. Too much clutter. Look at that. It looked right, but it wasn't. Too much clutter. That's tough. That's tough to face here. You always got to think about, you know, hey, how can I get uncramped? And how do I get uncramped? That's why immediately I'm like, we got to get uncramped. This was my first choice. I don't even care about this move. Knight b5, maybe rook c8. I mean, this is defended. I can kick this knight. I'm feeling good. At least I'm getting some activity. I don't want to push this just yet. You know, maybe not. Maybe I want to trade this bishop off first because this is annoying. This face off. It's annoying. I think that's better. Knight f7. d5. At this point, black is already just losing. Bishop takes. Queen takes. Queen e2. Queen e7. Rook c1. d5. A nice compensation, though. Nice compensation. You get a knight here. Once this knight moves, there's a rook on the file, though. Yep, there's a rook on the file. He's taking advantage of it. He's saying, I'm going to take over this file. Knight d3, takes. Queen to c2, I'm out the way. Bishop b7. I wonder if bishop a6 was any good, because you do put a threat on the board at least. At least. Black is far from lost here. He didn't even attack the queen side like you're supposed to. Yeah, usually a lot of times, especially in the Leningrad Dutch, what I've been seeing is a5 a lot. Magnus actually has some games where he goes knight a6, but he also goes a5 a lot too, and knight a6 and then c5. So you can get that established quickly. Rook d1, knight g4. Yeah, he still got this counterplay though. Bishop becomes active, but it's not enough yet. Oh, he just snapped that. He didn't even care. Just snapped that. King side. Oh, you meant king side? Yeah, king side. He didn't get anything. He's still not even, you know, in a good position. I mean, it's really bad here. Even after taking this, yeah, I get my exchange back, but I'm down a pawn. I'm just in a worse position. And the good thing about being up material is you can always give it back. That's what white did. He just gave it right back. Gave the exchange back, but now on white's terms, as he's up a pawn, this bishop is always bad, as this is a target, and this knight is going to probably swoop in. My bishop's not doing the most. This knight is a very annoying pawn. And here's the thing they always say too. The best square to attack when you have an isolated pawn or playing against it is the square in front of it. So the square in front of the isolated pawn is the most important. You should control it. And that's what he's doing. White's controlling it. And later on, he's going to take this pawn. Queen b5. Knight to c5. Look at how the pieces harmoniously get here. Bishop c8 is the only move. Oh, he just resigned. Straight up resign after that. Well, that's it. That's it. And this was tough. This was a tough Dutch, guys. Jackson chess. This was a bad Dutch, bro. Canty, been a while. What's good? What's up, Omid? What's going on, bro? I hope you've been good, man. Good to see you, bro. Omid is in the chat, guys. Castle, b3, queen e8. And bishop b2. So usually, I mean, knight c6 is a move. You also have a5 is not really a thing to go for. Did these games start at 9 a.m. Pacific? Yes. Yes. Elfins with the Omid. That's right. That's right. Yeah, b6 is not a move. So you only have a few moves here. He did go knight c6, d5. Knight e5 is a good try. I'm curious to see what the engine does here. First move by the engine recommendation is knight to d8. Knight to d8. And I figured this was a move. You just got to follow up correctly. So what do you do now? Is it e5? It's e6. Wow. So e5 is the #1 move, guys. e5. Saying that you need to break this open right now. That's something to learn here. Something to learn. Break it open right now or you're going to be in trouble. E5, pawn takes, get the knight off the back rank, and this is a different kind of game. Knight takes, I'm assuming queen takes because b7 is hanging. But you could take with the bishop and play rook b8 and then take on c4. Yeah, you could do that too. That's tricky. Just something like this. Just understanding what's on the board and what kind of tactics you have. Deeper understanding. This is tactical. This is kind of fun. That's fun to play. But you also have queen takes too. Queen takes is just solid, and you do have to defend this. So I probably would have taken with the bishop, to be honest. Just because I'm a fan of development. I love developing quickly and getting stuff active. So bishop takes e6 is what I would have went for. And after thinking for so long, the engine agrees. Bishop takes e6 is the best move. So yeah, bishop takes e6 I would have went for immediately. You know, different kind of game, but different kind of chess. So all right, guys, that is the post game analysis today. Pro Chess League Summer Series. We're done for the day. Thank you so much for letting us analyze the games today. Art Vega and Jackson Chess. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thanks for the follows today. All the love, the bids, the subscriptions. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. If you like what you saw today, hit the follow button if you are new here, and make sure the notifications are on so you know when we go live. Thank you so much. High five, dude. Nice stream. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for analysis. No problem, guys. Make sure you catch these links, YouTube, and follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. That is my stuff there. See you guys later. Add me as a friend, and here are the lessons tab. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on the next stream there. Let's see if there's anyone we can raid right now. Anyone we can raid. Okay, let's just go raid Naka. Naka's here. When's your next stream? Naka's streaming right now, so let's go raid Naka. When is your next stream? It depends, man. Depends. Probably tonight. Usually really late. Usually, but make sure the notifications are on. I'll see you guys on the next one. We're just waiting for some stuff here. I'm going to raid. Go hang out with Nakamura. Get some chess over there. Get some chess over there. Stick around for the raid, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out today.